exclusive coverage. Open the base. The best MC battles.
Yo, what up, man? It's your boy Chris, UnbiasReview.
Live from Atlanta, Georgia. Reviews, news, battle rap. With your host, Chris. UnbiasReview.
What up, man? It's your boy Chris, UnbiasReview, checking in, about to give you my top 5 most debatable battles. A lot of debatable battles, man. There's more debatables than body bags, more debatables than classics. So, I mean, it seems like pretty much every top battle rapper seems like they got a debatable battle. So it's a lot of debatables to pick from. I didn't choose any one-round battles as a debatable battle on my list because if it's one round, it's probably going to be debatable. So no one-round battles, so no Young Ill and T-Rex, no John the Don and Bricks Belvedere, B Magic, John the Don, QP and B Magic was a debatable battle. That was pretty nice. Sue Surf got a few debatable battles. Hitman and Cortez, you could probably say that's kind of debatable. So there's a lot of debatable battles, man. Depends on like what you like. Arsenal and Conceited was also kind of debatable. Depends on what you like. So I'm just judging this list off of the Facebook group that I'm in, off of YouTube comments. You know, a lot of people seem to be going either way on these battles. So coming in at number 5, roll clip.
Face of the underground, the blueprint, the architect. How much y'all paid him to show up? I go in his pockets and go in his checks. Where hood you from? I'm at your set. Black on black, strap on deck. I grab his head and his heels, then pull until his backbone stretch. Throw him down, tap on that. Run laps on that. Every time Bird got a battle, the hood bet snaps on that. Impressive. How I'm in my 3rd round and I still ain't cracked the fat joke yet. I hate battle rappers. I find most of they shine is lies. He claims he's in the street. I found out that he has a 9 to 5. And he would hit me with the dumb look, like I don't keep it real, y'all. But tell the people how you work at the St. Louis Mills Mall. And not even in the store. This fag working the kiosk. Across from off-Broadway shoes, there's some shit called the jewelry box. Yo, you think I'm lying? Dial 314-227 12 and ask Ali who's the best person he got in sales.
Averb versus Marv 1. This was a very good battle. When this battle first came out, and this is the one thing that y'all have to realize about most of these battles, people seem to kind of go with the flavor of the month when they judge in battles. When this battle first came out, Averb was not that popular. Not like he is now. So a lot of people picked Marv 1 to win this battle. I was an Averb fan way more than I was a Marv 1 fan. So I'm looking at the comments. I'm like, man, I think Marv might have beat him. I'm looking at the comments. It's Marv 1, Marv 1, Marv 1. There's some Averbs in there here and there. But a lot of people picked Marv 1 to win the battle. So now that Averb is kind of blew up and Marv 1 is kind of like, you know, he's not bad, but he's not like on that upper echelon of battle rappers. Now when you look at the YouTube comments, a lot more people going for Averb than they used to. So that's just kind of like how people do battles now. When a good battle rapper emerges, they'll go back and they'll regrade their old battles differently or whatever. I don't do that, but that's what other people do. So Marv had a good personal in round 3 with the whole mall shit. I didn't really know if it was true or not. Hitman pretty much confirmed that it was true. So knowing that was a personal, that was good. Averb was definitely lyrical. The problem with this battle is these 1 minute or 90-second rounds don't allow Averb enough steam to really get going. I really feel like in a 3-round battle, he'll probably beat Marv 1 pretty easy. But in this particular setting, and you gotta judge the battle by what it's in. It's in grind time. It's 90-second rounds. And who was actually better? Like, Verb was good, but Marv 1 was right there with him. as far as I was concerned. And that personal that he did in round 3 was just nice. So this was a debatable battle. I don't really know who won. If Verb has taken a loss other than Clips, is this particular battle right here, in my opinion. It's not Mav Hoffa, it's not Midwest Miles. You know, it's this battle. This is the battle where somebody got a Verb in this battle. But I can't argue if niggas say Marv 1 beat him. I look at the comments right now, a lot of people still going for Marv 1. So this comes in at number 5 on my most debatable list. Coming in at number 4, Roll Clip.
Arsenal don't have a chance, especially if he come with that bullshit, all those nursery rhymes.
You nigga should have took the way out. He should know that he can die now if I take this K out. I said he should know that he can die now if I take this K out.
Man, that's you know how when you fight, man, you can't really win a fight without hitting somebody where it hurt. Because if you hitting them and it ain't hurting them, that ain't really, you know. At the end of the day, you can hit a nigga 20 times. If he hits you one time and it hurts you, you done. So I'm gonna hit him where it hurt every round.
Like we in motherfucking Detroit. And right now I feel like I own the place. You remind me of the Cowboys quarterback with your 9 because you ain't throwing straight and you rather run from niggas instead of letting bullets fly. Same mistake Tony made.
Man, Arsenal may not get around, man. Not one.
Niggas don't know how I'm gonna come at this nigga, like point blank period. Like whatever you think, whatever they out here thinking, it's gonna be totally left field.
Arsenal versus Calico. I picked Arsenal in this battle 2-1. I thought he won rounds 1 and 2, and he lost rounds 3. This battle was debatable, but it's not that debatable to me. But this list ain't really about me. I thought Arsenal won this battle pretty easily. In terms of I didn't really know when I first watched this battle what I know about Calico now. He just bites entirely too many people's styles, and I would go into that a little bit later in another video when I started breaking down Calico a little bit more and some of the biting he's done that people might not be aware of. But also in round 1, he starts off with the whole ain't nobody gonna get killed smack, and you know, you finally had a battle in Detroit. So he has a pretty good opening round, but he wastes some of his first round talking about Mook and Lux and also using Detroit references that people outside of Detroit aren't familiar with. Because he was like, well, I get my such and such street niggas to do this, and I get my such and such Crip niggas to do this, and I get my such and such niggas to do this. And he was naming out all these streets to get the crowd, but it loses the viewer that isn't from that area. It's just like if I did a recap and I started naming a bunch of Atlanta shit, and niggas that aren't from Atlanta, they wouldn't understand, it wouldn't relate to them as much. So I felt like that took away from his round more so than it helped his round. And also he spent like the last minute or so of his round talking about Mook or Lux, which I thought also took away from his round. And I think people try to discredit Arsenal with the whole old trick rush to stage and Arsenal look shook. So they just try to like find bullshit reasons to not give Arsenal the win, in my opinion. But I thought he clearly took round 1, and I thought in round 2 it was very, very close, but I thought he edged Calico in round 2 as well. So, but this is, you know, I could probably say it's debatable. It's kind of what you like. Arsenal is definitely one of the most disliked people. That's why this battle makes number 4 on my list, Arsenal versus Calico, on the most debatable list. Coming in at number 3, Roll Clip.
Jersey up, Sue Surf. First thing I hear when I touch down is surf, the Midwest grooving. Such and such nice, what's his name doing his numbers, and I don't see the Midwest losing. Well, I can think of a few verbs for the niggas that think they ill. I come through the Midwest cruising, XR factors, hit all men trying to holler, cause the Calico's up in this big T, or cease that Midwest movie.
We're fucking a white bitch that's cocoa flexible. Give my little dog the word and have total stretching. Y'all used to spitting punchlines and metaphors of him talk about his dime, we seen a metaphor. But fuck them punchlines, still carry that metaphor to run up on Volkswagen and throw 6 in that Jetta door. Squeeze feeling dead though? Then fuck it. I'ma slide through Jersey, hit Oz with that commando, body shook, use that shotgun and gay red foe. So I'm not saying gracias when I send you to hell, Lord.
Surf versus X Factor. Very, very good battle. You know, this is the best that I've seen Surf. Coming into this battle, I thought Surf had no URL wins. I thought he lost to DNA. I thought he lost to Young Ill. So coming into this battle, he had a lot to prove as far as X Factor also, because you know he had done a lot of choking in the Tech 9 battle and in the Cortez battle he choked. So I really wasn't too high on none of these guys, but this is one of URL's best battles right here. Surf, in my opinion, has the best opening round for a battle that I've ever seen, other than maybe Disaster and DNA versus DNA. But that whole I come through the Midwest cruising, X all factors, hit all men trying to holler, cause this Calico under this Big T will cease that Midwest movement. Like, that shit was very, very clever, very, very dope. Nice way to get the crowd on your side. I thought X Factor was nice too, with the way in round 3 when he was doing a different people when he did A-Verb, and he was doing a different rap style by different people. I thought that was nice. So this was definitely a good battle. I edged Surf when I watched this battle. This was definitely a good battle, and that's why it makes number 3 on the most debatable battle list. I can't argue with you if you go with X Factor. When I first watched it, I kind of went with X Factor too. I watched it a few more times. I thought, oh, maybe Surf barely got it. So that's the way I have it, man. Coming to number 2 on the most debatable list, roll clip.
Retarded mother, I knew you wanted to fight, man, but then they called the cameras off and you walked off and called it the night. Damn. Sort of like when Eminem told you, lose yourself in the moment. You only get one shot on the lifespan. You answered him like, I knew, Slim, that's exactly why I'm gonna walk away from this mic stand. Your boy Cortez act on some G shit. We were supposed to battle here, he backed out. Like, I need more cash now. And that is some weak shit. He's a sneaky Latino, so I wasn't surprised when I came to find out that he skipped. He was already flaking like a tortilla, so as soon as I saw the guacamole on the side with the green chips, I knew it was only right that bean dipped.
This battles, my emotions might have got carried away. That's why I flew here to Canada, to make sure that won't happen again. So all that I grip the 9, rip your spine, make your body rewind, man, I don't mean that shit. I'll probably never clap this shit out you. But trust, I mean every word when I say I'll smack this shit out you. See the difference between entertainment and real life. Like, remember when I said I'd fuck you up in Vegas? Well, depending on how this battle goes, I still might. Cause see, I still might. Move back, what are you doing? Getting in my face, trying to go crazy, trying to fuck me up when it's dead time. When Drake's here in front of the battle, but you ain't gonna make none of his headlines.
Disaster versus DNA. This is one of the best battles of 2011, in my opinion. One of the best battles ever. Shout out to King of the Dot for putting this together. You know, they had DNA and Disaster. They had a crazy crowd. They had Drake there. Like, it was just a very, very good event. You know, it was like an hour-long battle, or close to an hour. So, I mean, it was nice. I thought DNA won this battle 2-1. Disaster has probably one of the best first rounds I've ever heard someone have. A lot of freestyles in this battle, a lot of rebuttals. But in my opinion, Disaster had typical tooth jokes, maybe a little one too many. And also, he lost his cool in round 3 with that heckler that he started just talking to out the crowd or whatever, and you never really saw who he was. And I know then DNA was doing some little freestyle shit that kind of wasn't really making sense. So I don't know. Both of their round 3s was kind of choppy to me, but I did think DNA edged it. So I give that battle 2-1 to DNA. A lot of people picked Disaster to win this battle. A lot of people picked DNA, which is why it is a debatable battle, and it makes number 2 on the most debatable battle list. So Coming in at number 1, now this battle right here, the number 1 most debatable battle is a battle that I hate that is even a debatable battle, because in my opinion this dude should have just killed this dude and it should have never even been a debatable battle. But it is probably the most debated battle. So coming in at number 1 on the most debated battle list, roll clip, man.
Gee, I made your dates off. Shorty gave me head and I couldn't get a face off. She got pussy you'll pay for. I nicknamed her China, cause Shorty had great walls. Cause even if she fine and hot, I'ma still be inside a twat. But I'm a point with a 9 o'clock. Cause even when I'm fucking, I'm thinking outside the box. Take that picture. Bye-bye, adios. I'm getting bored with this Richard. So let's reference some famous Richards that y'all guys probably know. For instance, when he talked pistol fire, how you on the block with Glocks, ducking undercover cops with the wires, rich or liar, traffic tickets, shoplifting, jaywalking. It's a joke when we see Richard Pryor's. God. But he swear he a D-boy and Richard winning. If that's so, you're the softest nigga getting worked out since Richard Simmons.
Rich Dollars versus Young Ill. Well, I'm actually a fan of Rich Dollars and Young Ill, but I'm more of a fan of Young Ill personally. But this is a very debatable battle. Why, I don't know. But I think Young Ill edged it. This battle comes down to round 3. You got Young Ill starting off kind of slow, so he lost round 1. Rich Dollars was just on fire in round 1. Then you had the Stanky Yankee fitted in round 2. In round 3, the reason why I gave Young Ill the battle was because I felt like he was a little bit more creative. You know, he said some shit like, when my starting 5 come after those 4 quarters like OT, he was basically talking about drugs or whatever. Then he was like, your neighborhood gonna look like Wycliffe birthplace. You know, the whole earthquake shit when I come through or whatever. That was kind of clever. And the famous Richards, the Richards flips was kind of super clever. One of my favorite parts of round 3. Now Rich had some nice shit, you know. I think outside the box, even when I'm fucking. Shorty had great walls. She reminded me of China, like all that shit. You know, she screamed "we" on my joystick. Where he lost his battle to me was when he did words with ill in the front. He lost his battle to me. Sometimes when I look at a battle between 2 individuals, I try to figure out the angle that the battle rapper will take prior to the battle. So you figure Young Ill versus Rich Dollars, what do you not want to hear about? Okay, I don't want to hear how Young Ill is gay. That's already been done too many times. I don't want to hear you flip words with ill. That's too predictable. I don't want to hear you flip words with rich. That's a little too predictable sometimes too. You had Rich Dollars do the words with ill in the front. Now, if you were to go back to when Rich Dollars battled DNA, he did letters with DNA where he rhymed like letters that started with D, letters that started with N, and letters that started with A. Then he did the alphabet in round 3 or whatever. So he's kind of accustomed, Rich Dollars is, to doing shit with letters and flipping your name. Like that was kind of something he did with DNA. So I felt like it's an angle he might use, and I was hoping he wouldn't use it, but he ended up using it, and I didn't really like that he used it, so I didn't really give him any credit for it because I felt like it was too predictable for something that he would do. Now, you may say, well, Young Ill kind of flipped Rich, but he didn't really do it that way. He did the whole famous Richards. It didn't like he took words with rich in the front and tried to make it rhyme, which was a corny way of doing it. It's like he took his name and was like, I'm bored with this Richard, so let's reference some famous Richards that y'all probably know. So he kind of He did a name flip, but he did it way differently than I'm around with words with ill in the front. It was more thought put into it. So I gave his name flip, even though they both did name flips, I gave his name flip more credit because it was more creative. And that's overall why he won the battle, in my opinion, because the round 3 was pretty even. The words were rich in the front, kind of sealed it for me. But it's a very debatable battle. A lot of people pick Rich Dollars. I can't really argue either way. A lot of people pick Ill. I can't argue either way. So, unfortunately, I felt like Ill should have killed Rich. He should have killed DNA. A lot of people he should have beat a lot worse than he could have. But I don't know. Sometimes people take people light or whatever. So that's why this battle is #1 most debatable battles. And there you have it, man. That's my top 5 list. There's obviously plenty of debatable battles that I didn't get to. That's the way I have it, man. This Unbiased Review. Shout out to the Facebook group. If you're going to be down, join, subscribe, man. Send me a friend request, I'll put you in the game. No disrespect. We always talking battle rap, so just respect everybody, man. We got battle rappers in the group, so don't disrespect them. And that's what it is, man. It's Unbiased Review.